She stood alone at the funeral, her black dress clinging to her frame as the cold rain poured down, soaking into the soil that now held the body of the only family she had left, besides her baby. The tiny child whimpered in her arms, his little fists clutching at her dress as if even he could feel the weight of loss pressing down on them. The graveyard was filled with silence, save for the patter of raindrops on the umbrella she clutched tightly, shielding her baby from the storm. Yet even that umbrella felt too heavy in her weary hand, as if the world had decided to test the limits of her strength. No neighbors came, no friends stood by her side. Everyone had turned their backs long before this day, whispers and judgments trailing behind her as if grief alone wasn't enough to carry. She lowered her head, whispering a soft lullaby to her child, her voice trembling, as tears blended with the rain rolling down her cheeks. And then, through the curtain of rain, came the sound of footsteps on wet earth, steady, firm, and unshaken. She looked up and saw him, a cowboy in a weathered hat and denim shirt walking with purpose, his boots sinking into the mud with each step. He didn't hesitate, didn't falter, and when he reached her, he quietly took the umbrella from her trembling hand, holding it above her and the child as though it was the most natural thing in the world. She opened her mouth to protest, but the look in his eyes silenced her. Not pity, not obligation, but something deeper, something steady as the ground beneath their feet. He didn't speak at first. He just stood there, his presence a wall against the storm, a silent vow that she would not face this moment alone. For the first time since the tragedy, she felt a sliver of safety, as though maybe, just maybe, life had not abandoned her after all. She pressed the baby closer to her chest, her body trembling, not from the cold but from the sudden rush of relief that someone cared enough to stand with her when the rest of the world walked away. The cowboy finally spoke, his voice low and strong, carrying over the rain. "You shouldn't have to carry this burden alone," he said. "Not today, not ever again." She blinked back tears, unsure if she could trust her own voice to respond, and so she simply nodded, letting her silence be the answer. The baby quieted, nestling into her arms as if sensing the calm that had settled over them. For the rest of the funeral, he didn't move, didn't step away. He just stood by her side, steady as the rain that fell, sharing in her grief without needing to take it away. He didn't promise her the world, didn't try to fix the broken pieces of her heart. He simply stayed, and in staying, he gave her something far greater than promises. He gave her hope. In the weeks that followed, she would remember that moment again and again, the cowboy who held the umbrella, the cowboy who never walked away. And though her road ahead was still long and her heart still heavy, she knew she had been given a reminder that even in the darkest storms, there are people who will choose to stand beside you, not because they have to, but because they want to. That's the kind of love, the kind of loyalty that changes lives. That's the kind of strength we should all carry for one another. So remember this: no matter how heavy the storm, no matter how lonely the world may feel, there will always be someone willing to step in, hold the umbrella, and remind you that you are not alone. And if you believe in stories of resilience, love, and hope, then make sure you subscribe to this channel, because here, we keep telling stories that remind you of the strength inside you and the people who will never walk away.